Are you sick and tired of fighting Yang Shiglet LD every single siege? Because I am absolutely sick and tired of this combo. So in this video, I'll show you guys all my different counter play for this defense so that you can win all the time without fail. And it doesn't matter what kind of things they put on. So this defense will have a Shiglet, usually on Vile or Swift, with decent accuracy in skill 3 so that she can strip defense break, and that will be followed by a crit damage Yang who will absolutely destroy whatever get defense broken because the balance patch allow her to crit all the time with skill 2. And if Yang couldn't kill the target, there's going to be an LD like Asher, Kinky, Driller, or Phantom Thief, or whatever nonsense they put in there to do the last bit of damage. And when you're trying to tank this defense and all the things go right for the defense, you get one shot. If you're trying to outspeed, it's going to be tricky because you don't know whether you can outspeed a 20% speed lead, high base speed unit that might be on Swift as well. So the most basic team you can build to beat this is going to be Tractor, Windy, and Lulu. But the most important thing is trying to get as much resistance on Lulu as possible, because the only way for this offense to lose is when the Shiglet strip defense break the Lulu, followed by the damage from Yang. And most fish will struggle to get max accuracy. If they get high accuracy, they're going to lose out on HP and you're going to kill them very easily. And remember, your left side artifact will need minus damage from water as much as you can so that you will not die to whatever the Yang is going to try to do on you. And during the course of the battle, I would try to do as much damage on the Yang as possible, because usually Yang is going to be the easiest to kill on the enemy team because she has to be built on crit damage. So most likely, she'll have much less HP compared to the other unit on the field. So whatever damage you can do, focus that right on Yang. And if you can build more than one copy of this team, please do so, because you'll be using this team for many things, and Yang Shiglet is definitely going to be one of them. But it's not all about just slapping Windy, Tractor, Lulu and you're going to win. Remember to have additional damage in your artifact so that your Tractor can actually do some damage. And I also try to have HP on my Tractor because enemy will have additional damage on the artifact as well, and that kind of damage ignore defense. So having some HP in there will allow you to survive better, and he gained a lot of attack bar anyway, so I don't think you need a lot of speed on this unit. And I also trying to get like some crit and crit damage because you're gonna have Windy buffing your crit rate and speed all the time, so you're gonna be doing some nice critical hit at the same time. Also, my Windy is hella tanky, additional damage and additional damage so that the Windy can do some damage. By speed and HP is going to be preferred. But then you will have to fight this stupid defense more than 5 times every single siege. So more counter for you. We have Triana, Roid, and Racuni. Guy is like the free-to-play win panda for 4-star tower. I have mine on speed, HP, and HP. If you can get higher crit rate and accuracy, please do so, because he needs accuracy to land his debuff, and he can crit and do pretty amazing damage. So it's going to be the main damage dealer for the Yang Shiglet, because his win, even if the defense broken land on him in the first turn, Yang will actually ignore Roid and go for the fire unit. So the fire unit will be Racuni on Violem, speed, HP, and HP, trying to be as fast as possible. If the defense break land on Racuni and Yang follow up with the damage, Racuni will gain the attack bar from the Nemesis set, and he will cleanse his own defense break, and he will survive whatever LD damage they put on. And lastly, we have Triana, because things can go really wrong. You can never know. So we have another passive to make sure that you don't die from the enemy damage. I have my Triana on speed, HP, fairly tanky, and minus water as well, specifically for this kind of defense, because the strip defense break might go on Triana, and maybe the LD unit will move before the Yang to damage the Triana, and Yang will actually focus the Triana if Triana is below, I think, 30 or 40% HP. So you might need to survive the Yang damage as well. The gameplay will be similar. You focus on the Yang and you should be good to go. As you can see right there, if the light damage dealer Violent proc, he might kill the Roid, but because the Roid is usually tanky, we don't have a problem with that. And we still have Triana to prevent the enemy from Violent procking any further because of the passive, and she will save Roy. And we have 2 healers to make sure that Roy will not die to that one single attack. So this is what we call anti-violent proc game plan, because in Siege, you cannot blame violent proc all the time. We know that Siege like to proc 4 times on us, but if you have a very well-planned offense like this, even if the enemy violent proc like crazy, you will still be okay most of the time. And that's just how high-ranked Siege player do. They have to have a very good game plan for their offense, even when enemy procs like crazy, you're gonna be just fine, and you manage where the defense break will land and where the damage will come from. And with that, you should be okay for the most part. So even, oh my goodness, that damage is crazy. But with Racuni, the debuff that they're trying to put on you will not stay for too long, and you have immunity, and you have 2 wind damage dealer. You should be okay for the most part. Okay, it's getting really tricky, but the defense break cannot stay for too long because Racuni is an absolute beast, and I want to focus on a Miyang because Miyang is rather easy to kill. But for this one in particular, I think it's not that bad trying to kill the light guy first. I'm going to push back the attack bar. I think Roid is absolutely broken for siege offense in low rank. I think Roid is absolutely broken for siege offense in general because he control, he defense break, he damage, he attack break. He does pretty much everything you need a bruiser to do except healing himself. But that's why we have 2 healers here, and we just pretty much destroy them one by one, just like how you use the Windy Tractor Lulu. But this one's gonna be pretty amazing as well because nobody want to use 10 Windy Tractor Lulu, okay? Staying within the double windfire department, we have another tanky team here. Not as safe as having Triana on your team, but still a usable offense because not every time Miyang Shida will perform the combo anyway. So if you run out of the other stuff, you can definitely try using this. We have the Malite for funny provoke and amazing revenge reflection damage. We have Fuki for the defense break and great damage as well. He can be built very tanky. You don't need a lot of attack on him. Just trying to stack him with HP and high resist, and you should be good to go. And the leader skill worked perfectly for Fuki as well. And lastly, we have Racuni. I think Racuni you have to build. Like, there's no other option. If the defense break fall on Racuni, then he can self-cleanse. He heal based on the passive, so you don't have to worry about cooldown reset, all that good stuff. But this can be a little bit risky because Fuki is kind of dumb. The fact that he can actually just hurt himself in the process make him a bit hard to use, but he's a very good kinky killer. So we're going to go for the defense break here. As you can see, very nice low damage. Reflection damage really good as well. And I will boost the Malite so that he can keep the provoke on the unit so they can't cleanse and they can't really work on your unit. Wow, max rest. But my kinky is still death breaking like crazy. I like my kinky. But with this, it is pretty safe. You can provoke, you can do nice damage. Your team is rather tanky, so you will not die to like a half-ass build defense. And that is absolutely amazing. Let me just try to skill 2. Hopefully do some nice damage on the Shiklet. Man, the damage from Fuki is just very underwhelming. He used to be really good, then he got nerfed because everyone was spamming this unit on defense. I don't know why they still haven't nerfed Miyang Shiklet yet. But Fuki got nerfed because Fuki was being an absolute menace on defense. And he is so scary because he's tanky, he does a lot of damage. You bring his HP down and suddenly he hit like a truck. So you can use this one as well. Can be pretty fun and interesting to use. And if you don't want to build more Roid, because who want to build Dupe 2A besides Siege Maniac anyway, you can definitely run this comp instead of Roid. You can run Bark, for example. Very fun and interesting. He is just like 2A Roid. He can defense break, attack by control, all fun and good stuff. But he forgot to take the Roid and he also skipped the gym. So he's not as tanky, but he can be pretty fun to use. And his damage can really surprise you even on a non-crit damage build. And he set up his own damage, so that is quite amazing. Not a lot of units can do that. So let's say you don't like Miyang, you go straight for it. You defense break, you gain nice little amount of attack bar. Your thing will go, and oh my, I didn't get enough attack bar. And you try to kill the Miyang as quickly as you can. My Miyang is kind of tanky, holy. I think build them on crit damage and then you use the crit leader skill may be a little bit better because he's not doing the most amazing damage and he's not very tanky. So if everyone suddenly focus him because of whatever reason, then things can get really, really dicey. But so far, we are still staying strong. The defense works only 1 turn though, and the attack bar gain is not like 100. He does gain a decent amount of attack bar because this skill absorbs 30% and this skill give you another 35%. It's not 100. It's like a shitty, you feel like you're playing a shitty Oliver. But as I said, nobody want to build dupe Roid because why would you want to do that? You can use this guy as well, or you can use Yin for the dot damage. But this guy can be very funny when he stops proccing, and then you have Racuni to give him even more turn. So look at this combo. It's like really, really good potentially. So if you use this guy, let me know in the comment section down below. We might be the only Bark user in the universe. Okay? God, he can be so good, guys. If only he buff his own attack power with this, maybe it's gonna be legit. Look at that. Look at that. That's not bad. And he's not even ruined properly because I don't use him. He can be a potential fun unit. But then what if you know that the enemy Shiglet is on Violent? You can do that by watching the replay. The new replay system is really amazing. Allow you to watch all the replay from the Siege battle. And you know that the Miyang and Shiglet over there are both on Violent. You can use a Swift booster. So this can be Kabila, this can be Bernard, whatever. You can now speed them rather comfortably with a high base speed unit. And then you have an AoE defense breaker like Gemini. If you know that they are not on wheel, you can use Galleon. You don't have to run Gemini. And then you can bring in the damage dealer. This girl was available in the Home Hero as well. One thing to take note is that you need to speed tune your Isabel so that she can move after your attack by booster. So test against a guilty defense or just test against your own team that has similar speed to your booster and see if the Isabel actually take a turn. And then you just go in and kill them one by one. This will be much riskier compared to using the Roid, Racuni, or Windy Tractor Lulu. But then nobody want to play Siege like that forever, right? You want to have some fun. You go in with this kind of nonsense, and it's actually pretty fun. So usually I'll kill off the threat, and that's usually the LD unit. So say goodbye to the threat. And then you kill the Miyang because Miyang is on crit damage. The skill 1 will do more than enough damage to kill Miyang. And that is pretty much it. But then there'll be days where your Gemini will miss all the defense break possible and then you lose. But I guess that's just the cost of trying to clear the defense in like 20 seconds. And sometimes you really need to do so. Maybe you need to run down and pick up your daughter. You have like 20 seconds to do your siege battle. Then you throw this one out and it's gonna be pretty good as well. Unfortunately, this cannot be done on a kinky defense because you can't crit on a kinky. But there's another way to go about this. Actually, Isabel is really good at killing kinky. Just saying, like without even critting, she can do some very nasty damage. If you don't get too unlucky and you get to pop your skill 3 again or you despair stun the kinky, you might actually kill the kinky here. Okay, you didn't, but maybe this unit will. If you're lucky, you can also kill a kinky. There's also another way to one-shot this kind of stupid defense is that you use a Draco that you hope to get attack buff and speed buff so that your Miyang can absolutely destroy the enemy Miyang and Taru will destroy whatever is on the enemy team. So Taru is very amazing because the skill 3 actually give you 50% crit. That was on Swift. Oh, that's my defense. That thing is on Swift too. Anti-Cleave, you know what I'm saying? So we got both defense buff, which is really, really terrible. So now you either have to focus damage on one unit, or if you know you can kill something, then you go straight for it. So we almost killed that, unfortunately. So as you can see, there's another risk that's involved with trying to one-shot the enemy defense. But if the AI is not literally on point, then you're probably still going to be okay. And that's going to be the biggest weakness of defense, that the AI is pretty trash. Even if your plan fail, you might still be okay. But if you know the fish is on violent, you can go in with a snipe comp like this and just save yourself 15 minutes of boring ass Roid Racuni nonsense. Double defense buff again. But this is something you can do as well. There's another cool offense you can use, but personally, I will not use this offense because my guilty will kick me. There are way too many risks involved with this one in particular because you will have a Swift Robo. Once again, if only you know that you will outspeed the enemy via fish, you go in with a Swift Robo. You have Galleon for AoE attack buff and defense break, which is a huge risk on its own. And you have a Kaki to just one-shot all of them together, which is another possible way. I think low rank, the rune quality of Miyang Shida would not be as crazy. And if you know that they're not on wheel, even better, you can just run the Bernard. You don't have to run the Robo, you know, reduce the risk. So watching the friends replay if you can be very, very important to know what to hit and how to hit. And you go in, the Kaki do a thing, you're done. Very, very easy. If you know the enemy rune situation, and in Siege, you can actually do that. This team might not be as flashy as the other Ignore defense team, but we have double wind and fire. So even if Shiglet defense break my wind unit, the Miyang will still go for the fire. So we got Zenobia with a high damage build. We got Melissa with another high damage build. Preferably, I would love for both units to be on Violent because they can do some nasty damage. And Draco on your fast Swift set. And you should know whether the Shiglet is on Vile or Swift before going in, okay? Because Shiglet has higher base speed than Draco, and we're using a lower speed lead in a lower base speed unit. So this will only be used for defense I know is on Violent, and preferably, I'm going to one-shot whatever LD unit that is happening over there, and we will kill the Miyang after that. So we're going to start off with a nice little damage here. Not too crazy. Most things would not have enough HP to survive the twin attack. That is the brutal power of the twin right here. So we take care of this guy. If we get both attack buff, that's going to be amazing, even easier. So as you can see, defense break on win unit, but because most Shiglet will not do enough damage so that the twin will be low enough for the Miyang to care about them. And then we're going to finish off the Miyang very, very easily. Unfortunately, it's a Nemesis, so it's going to take another turn. But it's okay. Twin damage is ridiculous. I miss using this unit. And with one Violent proc, we can take care of these easily. And even with the cooldown reset from Shiglet, the twin reduce their own cooldown when they team up. So it makes Shiglet skill 3 pretty bad. And that's pretty much it. You snipe, as long as it's not kinky, you can use this to snipe whatever Miyang Shiglet they are putting up if you know that the Shiglet is not on Swift. I have another one here that's not exactly very free-to-play friendly, but I'm going to show it anyway. If you have Hwadam, then Hwadam is also really, really good into these kind of defense because he's going to allow your team to survive for such a long time. I have a fire tank for the Miyang in case the defense break land on her. I have max res to increase the chance of me not getting defense broken and minus damage from water. And I have the free-to-play Oliver or Diana Yin on this spare room because she can proc Vile with her passive. If she's stunned, I can even use her to kill a Kinky, which is really amazing. But she proc a lot with her passive, so I think it's kind of unnecessary to put her on Vile. But if she can stun, then she adds another layer of control, and that's really amazing. I wish I have defense break here, but the cool thing is, if I get absolutely demolished in the first turn and I don't die, I can do the swap HP thing, and I can instantly snipe a target with the Fire Harmonia skill 3 thingy, because it's like using Viva Chow. It's so cool, you know? If they almost kill something, which they will not have enough damage to kill me. I'm very sure about that. Then my free-to-play Viva will allow me to swap HP, and I'm just gonna one-shot something pretty much instantly. So like right here, my Hwadam is taking hella hit from the enemy, and I'm just gonna steal some of your stupid attack bar, do some extra damage. I can actually try to snipe. Actually, I'm going to heal first. That's kind of dumb because nobody's really moving. But if it's turn 1, I could snipe the Miyang. And that's going to be... Oh, shit. My artifact game is strong. Can't do shit to me. Look at that. And I'm going to do this to this guy. And voila. That is a dying zone. And oh my god, that's one extra stun to top the cake off. And I think that is pretty GG. Boom. And look at that. Stun and slow. That is golden. So that's pretty much it. Whatever LD thingy that they have last over there will not last too long against my power of the whip. Okay? Wow. That guy is violent proc like crazy. But he's only good at surviving with the stupid thing that he has right there. Other than that, you will kill him eventually. I've seen people suggested this team instead of Racuni, which can be an option as well. You have a fire tank and you have 2 wind unit, which makes sense in the element department. But if the defense break go on Commune, and he's not well built enough to take the Miyang hit, and he's gonna die to whatever LD threat over there, he doesn't self-cleanse, so even if he gain attack bar, he will probably gonna die to whatever LD multi-hit damage they set up over there, which can be a bit tricky. But then, if you don't want to build Racuni and you have to use a unit like right now to do some work for your team, then Commune is going to be an option because not every attack will result in the defense getting absolute god tier RNG. So I think Commune on the team is going to be fine, much less healing, but with Commune you're going to do even more damage. And I think with Commune you can focus on the Shiglet first instead, because both Commune and Triana and Roid can do very good damage on the Shiglet. And I think this is going to be a bit faster for clearing because Commune just does way more damage on whatever build you can put on him. It doesn't have to be violent, doesn't have to be on despair, whatever. Like you can go energy, blade, destroy, and this guy is going to hit like a truck. even without like crit damage build. And I think building full tank on him is gonna be much more preferred because the moment Miyang smell the blood on the commune, it might get a little bit dicey. And if you don't want to build another Lulu, you can definitely build another Cha-Cha on Revenge, on Violence, on whatever you want to put the runes on Cha-Cha. I think Revenge can be great because when you Revenge, you get a very fat heal and shield, which is amazing. And you can use that against most attack type light unit like Kinky, for example. And if you get defense broken, you have the Nemesis over there to help you get some attack bar. Oh my god, no Revenge and no shield. But you do have Triana to keep you alive, and I think you should be okay. He's going to be there to take the Kinky hit for so long. If you have triple Revenge on that thing, it's going to Revenge, give you healing, give you shield, and by the time the skill 3 come up, which is not exactly very long, then you can definitely steal the attack of the Kinky, and the Kinky will be useless for a very long time if you manage to steal the attack stat from the Kinky. Or whatever light damage steal they put over there. If it's a, I think, Asher, you can actually just steal the attack stat of the Miyang and make it useless as well. Oh my god, I missed that. I only have 20 accuracy though, so can't be landing that too often. But because he can just tank Kinky for so long, it doesn't really matter. It's great. It even cleanse your Roid if you get defense broken randomly. And you just kill them one by one, no problem whatsoever, and you're gonna be okay. Alright guys, that's all I have for you guys about Miyang Shiglet defense today. I hope with all these offense that I listed, you will destroy all of them with 100% win rate so they can fuck off from the meta because I'm sick and tired of this shit. Can we get something new in the meta, please? Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.